Hi guys, so today we're going to show you how to work up your very own bunting. This is really great for various uses. It can go around the house, in the garden. If you saw my last video, you'll see that I showed you how to make a simple triangle. This is a different style, so I'm going to show you how to work the triangle up and how to put the bunting together. All the links for the supplies and everything that I use are in the description below, and you can find the PDF pattern on Lovecrafts, which I'll also link in the description below as well. So let's go and see what we're going to need. Okay, so you are going to need any DK yarn. You can make it up with heavier weight yarn, so Aran or chunky. It's just that if you use DK, then it'll come up smaller, and if you use Aran or chunky, then it'll come up larger triangles. So you can use any colours. These are just some colours that I had lying around. I'll link where I get my yarn from in the description below. These two are paint box. These three are just random. I've used rainbow colours in the tutorial. You'll also need a 4mm hook. So again, any hook, your favourite hook, absolutely fine. So that's basically it. You'll need scissors, no stitch markers or anything needed. Just yarn and a hook. I used also white yarn DK for the string that's on the bunting, but you can use whatever colours you need. It's super simple, really low cost materials as well. So let's get into the tutorial. So we're going to start with a slip knot, just a normal slip knot so that we can attach the yarn to our hook. Go ahead and pop that yarn on there and pull it tight, and then we are going to chain 21. You can chain whatever size you want. More chains will make the triangle longer and thinner, but for this pattern we're going to chain 21, exactly the same if you're using a heavier weight yarn. It's just that if you're using a heavier weight yarn, it'll make it a bigger triangle anyway, but it'll make it the same, where two sides are the same length. It won't make it sort of long and thin. So chain 21. So we're nearly there now. See, if I lose count, it's because I'm talking and not counting, and then I end up going a bit wrong, which I think I have. Okay, so now we've got our chain of 21. What we're going to do is, in the second chain from the hook, you're going to start to double crochet. So this is UK terms. So double crochet, we insert our hook into that chain, we yarn over and pull that yarn over through to the front, yarn over again and pull through the 2 loops on your hook, and that's a double crochet in UK terms. In US terms this would be a single crochet, and we're going to do exactly the same thing along the chain, double crochet in UK terms all the way down until we get to the end. Okay, so now we're at the end. We've got our long length of double crochet. What we're going to do now is we're going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, and we're going to turn our work so that it's facing the other way, and we're going to work back along the other way. For the first 2 stitches we're going to decrease. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch without finishing the first one. Yarn over, pull through again, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over again and pull through those 3 loops, and that is a decrease. And you're just going to do one of those at the beginning, and then what we're going to do is double crochet down to the end. So insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Exactly the same double crochet all the way to the end. So I will meet you at the end. Okay, so that's our second row made. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to chain 1, yarn over, pull through. We're going to flip our work so that it's facing the other way, and we're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. So insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, but don't finish it. We're going to insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then we've got 3 stitches on our hook, 3 loops, sorry, yarn over, pull through all 3. So what you're kind of doing is you're making 2 half stitches and then pulling a loop through at the end. And then the pattern is exactly the same. We double crochet all the way down to the end. So you're only making a decrease at the first 2 stitches, not at the last 2. That was what I showed in my last video, how to make another type of triangle. This one, the triangle is going to be a little bit longer. The triangle in the last video was a little bit more of an equilateral triangle. So the purpose of only decreasing it at the beginning of every row for this one is to make it more of that traditional bunting shape. So I'm going to carry on, double crochet to the end, and then I will meet you guys when we get there. So that's the end of our third row. So the pattern has worked exactly the same until the last 2 stitches. You're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then decrease over the first 2 stitches, and then double crochet all the way along. So that decrease stitch one last time is insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through again, and then you'll have those 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. The pattern is worked exactly the same all the way down. You're going to double crochet now across the row, chain 1, turn your work, and then at the beginning of the next row we decrease, double crochet across the row, and then at the end we chain 1 and turn our work. And that is exactly how we're going to work right up until the last 2 stitches. So as you're working along, your triangle will get smaller and smaller towards the point. So what I'll do is I will work to the end of this row, and then I'll meet you back at the end of the row. at the end of another row. So again, we're just going to chain one and turn our work. And we're going to decrease over those first 2 stitches again. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then when you've got those 3 loops, you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So hopefully by the end of this pattern you'll be really confident with those decreases and the double crochet in UK terms. What we'll do is we'll do another couple of rows together, and then I will come to a sort of a stop and then meet you back when we get to the last 2 stitches. What will happen is, as you go along, as I've already said, the rows are exactly the same. Decrease at the beginning, double crochet across, chain 1, turn. That's all you need to know. So what I'll do is I will meet you back when we've only got 2 stitches left of our triangle. Okay, so now I've only got 2 stitches left on my triangle. It's gone to a real nice point, and you'll see my last 2 stitches just here. That's it, 2 stitches left. So what we need to do now is really simple at the end. Chain 1 again, so yarn over, pull through, and then flip your work, and all we're going to do is decrease over these last 2 stitches and then fasten off. So exactly the same way we decrease, we insert our hook into the first one, yarn over, pull through, and then we insert our hook into the next one, yarn over, pull through, and then we've got those 3 loops on again, exactly the same. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3, and that'll bring us to a nice point. So to fasten off, all I would do then is yarn over and pull through again, and then cut my yarn with it still on the hook. And then what you're going to do is pull your hook right up, pull it right out and pull it nice and tight. And that is your triangle. So now we've got our triangle. There's 5 rainbow ones in the pattern. So make your 5 triangles, and then we're going to need to weave in these ends. So I'll quickly, very speedily, just do that. and then we will come back when you've got all 5 of your triangles made. If you're going to make more, that's absolutely fine. Just pause the video, make however many triangles you want, and then come back and I'll show you how to put them all together. Okay, so here are my 5 rainbowy triangles, all nice in a row. So now you've got your 5, we're going to set them to one side just for a second, and then again you're going to need a 4mm hook and your string colour, and I'm using white. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a slip knot again with our string colour and pop it onto the hook and pull it tight, and then just to start off we're going to chain 10. Now you can chain as many or as little as you like. I like to have 10 at the beginning, 10 in between and 10 at the end. The beginning gives you a little bit of a string for them to hang, and then the ones in the middle just sort of space your triangles out nice and evenly, but it's personal preference. So we're going to chain 10 for the purposes of this pattern. Okay. I also like that the white pops against the colours, so that's why I've chosen white. When you've got your 10, you're going to bring in your first colour triangle, and you're going to just start crocheting along the top of that triangle. So insert your hook with the chain still on it in the corner space. It's a bit tricky because the tops are chains. Just put it where you think that it feels natural to go. So push your hook through, and then what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and pull through to the front. So yarn over again and pull through, and that's our first double crochet. And we're going to double crochet across the tops of those triangles, finding your stitches, because the tops of the triangles are chains. They're not actually double crochet stitches, so finding them can be a little bit tricky, but just make sure you go nice and evenly across the top. Push through where it feels natural to push through your hook, and then when you've done a few, just have a look at it, and if you don't like it, you can always pull them out and start again. So I'm going to go all the way down this triangle with double crochet. You can see here that it's really fiddly to find sometimes where you want to go through, but I always try and make sure that I've got 2 bits of the chain on the hook. Just work how is most comfortable and how you like the look of it. It's not too important because it's the hanging string, but obviously you still want it to look nice. So I'm going to work all the way along, and I'll meet you back when I've attached the first triangle and I'm ready to go for the second one. Okay, so that's my last stitch on the top of the triangle. This is what it looks like so far. So now we're going to chain 10 in between the two triangles. So once you finish that last stitch, start chaining 10. It'll only leave a small gap, but it spaces them out enough for the size of these. Once you've chained that 10, you're going to need your next triangle. So make sure you've got them set out how you want, whatever colours you want. So that's how I chain 10. I'm going to bring in my next colour and we're going to attach it in exactly the same way. With that chain on our hook, we're going to push through that first corner stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And then I'm going to continue along the top of the second triangle, double crochet all the way across until you put your last double crochet in that next top corner. So I will continue doing that and then I'll meet you guys back here when you've attached your second triangle. Okay, so my second triangle's on, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing after my second triangle. I'm going to chain 10 in between the two, and then when I've got that chain 10, I'm going to attach the third triangle. So you might have 10 triangles, but this is the basic premise. Chain 10, double crochet across the top of a triangle, chain 10, double crochet across the top, so on and so forth. So I've got my 10 chain and then I'm going back in for the third triangle, double crocheting across the top. So I'm going to jump ahead. Remember, chain 10 in between triangles and double crochet across the top. And I'll meet you guys back here when I've attached all of my triangles with my white yarn. Okay, so now we've got our triangles attached, and at the very end you're just going to chain 10 and fasten off, and this is what it should look like at the end. So I'll just show you up on the wall too. So this is what my bunting looks like on the wall. Super easy, super simple project. Thank you guys for following along. You can find other really simple beginner videos on my channel, and the pattern is linked below. Thanks guys.